Today, guys, we're going to do a little video here on disassembly and reassembly of the Engaged Industries Operator 556 suppressor. This is a direct thread model. What we're going to start out with is some tools that we need. We need a 3/4 inch socket, ratcheting wrench, preferably a torque wrench. We have an 1 3/8 socket on another 1/2 inch ratchet. If you don't have an 1 3/8 socket, you can also use a open end wrench like this one. Another item we'll need is we'll need a vise block like this. These can be picked up at the Engaged Industries website. Okay, to get started here, we're going to put our suppressor in the vise block. Just using this screwdriver to pry open the clamp here a little bit. All right, so we got our end where the bolt comes out, our end that threads onto the gun. Clamp that down the vise. So in order to do maintenance on these, we'll want to take the end cap off. The end cap has a torque spec of 35 foot-pounds. And take our end cap off. The end cap removed. We're going to come on the back side. We're going to take off this direct thread coupler. Righty-tighty. The end cap is right-hand thread. This coupler is also right-hand thread. This coupler is 1 3/8 24 thread, also known as a hub mount. We got a direct thread coupler taken out. Now all we gotta do is just press the baffles out. Got the back end of my screwdriver here. I'm gonna put a little pressure of my finger on these as I push them out. Try to keep them all together when they come out. Okay, got our baffles removed. Now all we're left with is tube. So let's break these baffles down. We have here is the primary baffle. This one looks a little different from the other baffles. It's longer. Next in line, we have a secondary baffle. We have another secondary baffle. A third secondary baffle. And then we have an end baffle. Now, if I take a secondary baffle and end baffle, they might look very similar. The difference is secondary baffle had these two little alignment tabs on it. The end baffle, as you can see, there's none of those alignment tabs. So this end baffle is meant to come right up with the face of the end cap like that. Now, another key note is these little slots cut on the baffles. Those are all going to align in the same, they're going to all align in a line. So we got our end baffle. Use the alignment tabs on the secondary baffle. Goes on. Another secondary baffle. Another one. Then your primary baffle. Now the primary baffle doesn't have a notch in it, but you're going to take this segment here that has the little ears on it, and you're going to line that up with the other ears and the rest of the baffle stack. Just like that. Now, of course, before you put them back together like this, you're going to clean your suppressor. You want to make sure that the faces of all of these segments is perfectly clean. Same thing on the back side of here. We want to make sure these are all perfectly clean before we put these back together. Once we got all those clean, put them back just like that. When you slide these back in, they only go in one way. So if you try to put these on the back end, it's not going to work very well. You want to put them on this way. You're going to hold your baffle stack, get them lined up. It's going to slide straight down on. Now what you want to do is you're going to want to slide this to the edge of the table, and you're going to put your finger and push the baffles up the rest of the way, just like I did there. One thing you don't want to happen is you don't want these baffles to, let me show you. When you slide the baffle stack back in, you don't want these baffles to come unlocked from their segment, because then they can get twisted. And if they get twisted, they won't line up properly, and it's going to cause all sorts of issues. So you want to make sure that they are all aligned. I'll get them realigned here again. Okay, I got those aligned on there. Slide it back down. Push it in my finger. And then I want to hold it up like this. Put the end cap in. You want to thread your end cap all the way down until it touches the baffle stack to hold them in snug. Okay, so there's no rattling. Now we got that completed. We're going to put this back in our vise, clamp it down. We're going to torque this down to 35 foot-pounds. We'll take our direct thread coupler and we'll put that in the back. You don't want to put Loctite on this. Do not. It's important when you're putting on this direct thread coupler that the space in between the tube and the coupler is perfectly clean. You don't want any little grits of sand or anything in between there, because that determines the alignment of your suppressor with your gun. You don't want a misaligned suppressor. We'll just go back on here with a ratchet, and I'm just going to snug this up a little bit, just a couple little snugs, and that's it. Now our suppressor is fully assembled again. That's how you disassemble and reassemble Engage Industries Operator Suppressor.